What if the man behind the judge's bench wasn't just a figure of justice, but a father carrying a past no one could imagine? And what if, one ordinary morning, his past walked right into his courtroom, wearing handcuffs? Stay till the end of this story, because what happens next will break your heart, and rebuild your faith in second chances. And if stories like this touch your heart, make sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe for more stories that remind us all what humanity truly means. The courtroom was silent except for the faint ticking of the old clock above the judge's chair. Judge Daniel Cross, a former Navy veteran and single father, had seen countless faces stand before him, some guilty, some broken, some lost. But today felt different. His heart was heavy, his hands resting on the bench like he was holding up the entire weight of his memories. The clerk called the next case, and the doors opened. Two officers escorted in a man in an orange jumpsuit, wrists bound in cuffs. Daniel lifted his eyes to meet the defendants, and time froze. For a moment, Daniel forgot where he was. The man standing before him wasn't just another case number. It was Alex. His childhood best friend. The boy who had saved his life once in a river when they were 12. The one who had vanished after high school, taking all their dreams with him. Daniel felt a rush of confusion, guilt, and disbelief all at once. He cleared his throat, forcing his voice steady. "State your name for the record." "Alexander Reed," came the quiet reply. But Daniel didn't hear it as a stranger's name. It echoed like a ghost from another time. As the charges were read, armed robbery, assault, resisting arrest, Daniel's mind battled with the past. He saw flashes of the two of them as kids, running through muddy fields, sharing lunches, dreaming about joining the military together. Life had taken them in different directions. Daniel went to serve, while Alex fell into addiction, bad company, and a life that spiraled out of control. During the recess, Daniel sat in his chambers, staring at a photo on his desk, him and his teenage daughter, Emily. She was the reason he had rebuilt his life after losing his wife to cancer. She was the reason he stood tall every day. But now, fate had put him face to face with the one person who once meant the world to him. When court resumed, Alex's lawyer asked for leniency, describing how Alex had been trying to turn his life around when everything collapsed again. "He's been sober for 8 months, the lawyer said softly. "He was working at a shelter until he lost his job. This isn't a criminal, it's a man who lost his way." Daniel looked at Alex, who avoided his eyes. The room was still. Finally, Daniel spoke. "Mr. Reed, do you remember a boy named Danny Cross?" Alex's head shot up. His eyes, once bright and full of laughter, were filled with tears. "Judge, Daniel," he whispered, disbelief trembling in his voice. "You're him." Whispers spread through the courtroom. The officers exchanged glances. Daniel leaned forward, his tone steady but full of emotion. "I remember the day you saved my life, Alex. You pulled me from that river. And I remember promising you that one day, I'd pay that debt forward." Alex's eyes glistened. "You already did, Dan. You made it out. You made something of yourself. I didn't." The silence that followed was heavy, deep, unbreakable. Daniel took a deep breath. Maybe not yet. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He thought of all the people who'd stood in front of him, their lives destroyed by choices they couldn't undo. But this wasn't just anyone. This was a friend who had saved his life. And maybe, just maybe, this was his chance to save Alex's. A week later, when the verdict day came, the courtroom was packed. Daniel's daughter, Emily, sat quietly in the back, curious why her father seemed more solemn than ever. Daniel read from the bench. "Alexander Reed, you stand accused of serious crimes. But you also stand before someone who knows your heart. I can't erase what you've done, but I can give you a chance to rebuild what's left." Gasps filled the room. Daniel continued, his voice unwavering. "Instead of prison time, I'm sentencing you to a veterans rehabilitation and community service program, under my personal supervision." Alex's lips trembled. "You'd do that for me? After everything?" Daniel nodded slowly. "You once saved my life. Now it's my turn." Months passed. Alex worked hard in the rehab program. He cleaned parks, mentored troubled teens, and found his purpose again. Daniel often checked in, sometimes bringing Emily along. Slowly, Alex became part of their family circle, a living reminder that even broken lives could be pieced back together. One evening, during a veterans ceremony, Alex stood at the podium, wearing a clean suit and a metal pin to his chest. He looked out at the crowd, his voice trembling. "I'm not proud of my mistakes," he said, "but I'm proud that someone saw beyond them. Judge Cross didn't just save me from prison, he saved me from myself." Daniel, standing beside his daughter, couldn't hold back his tears. Emily whispered, "Dad, that's the man who was on trial." He nodded. "That's the man who reminded me what forgiveness really means." As the applause rose, the two men met eyes, no longer as judge and criminal, but as brothers reborn from pain. When the video ends, it leaves one powerful message echoing in every heart watching. No matter how far someone falls, the hand that lifts them up can change two lives forever. So if this story touched your heart, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more stories that prove second chances are real.